Hey there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy. Happy Monday evening, everybody. As promised, I have a card for you today using one of the July online exclusives to share with you, to show you what came available July and how to use them and stuff like that. But before we go to this, I want to share with you some other new products. They're not necessarily online exclusives. However, I have to share these, although you've probably seen them. First of all, I'm going to show you if I can get to it. It's on the very bottom here. Uh-oh, I shouldn't have put it. Where did I put it? Oh well. Not oh well. Here it is. It's right on the top. The product of the month. So this is the product of the month, this cute stamp set that is roses, which, gotta tell you, that's my favorite. Now, the sad thing is I haven't even had a time, well, I haven't taken the time to make any cards. I've played with it for a while. I think it takes a little bit of time to line up. It's two-step stamping. When you do get them lined up, and not the lining up part that's hard, it's which is the first stamp and which is the second stamp. But we'll go on to that later. I think it's a beautiful stamp. You place a $75 order here in the US, and you can get this, add this onto your order for $5, which I think is totally worth it. All of our stamps are photopolymer, so they're easy to line up, but that's the product of the month. Okay, thank you for sharing. That was me. Okay, another thing that I want to show you, and it is all over everywhere, and it's very exciting. Stampin' Up! Has come up with a new foiling system, and I have played with a lot. I have some samples over here. I'll try to show you, but if you go to stampinup.com and you search foil, you'll see all the stuff that's in this little brochure. It's just a printed brochure, but they have the machine that includes the hot plate, the shim, the picker up, the silicone mats, not only to set your platform on, but also to set your hot dies on. This little thing here has a magnet in it. I thought I had it here, maybe I don't. Oh well, that picks up your magnets to set them onto the hot plate or the silicone where they can cool down. It's just a really cool thing. It's all over YouTube right now, so I'm sure you've seen it. So I'm not going to go into that. I'm not prepared to do a project with it today, but I am going to show you some samples of what I've made. I've played with it just a little bit compared to, I would love to play with it all day long. However, my granddaughter came to visit, and so her and I, we did kits and we stamped together, but not any like playing stamp with new products. So enough said. Let me show you a couple things. Oh, and look, it was right here. You push this little button where you pick up your die and you push a little button and it falls off. It's got a magnet right here. But anyway, that's fun to play with too. Okay, enough of nonsense. Let me show you some samples of stuff that I've created with the new foil system. So first of all, we'll go like what we have. First, this is a die set. Now, it comes, because this is gold, right? So this is what would foil, and this is a die. So this would, you'd run this through the foil system, and then you'd run through this through the die cut machine, and it would cut out all those little pieces. And let me show you. They were right here. Now they're gone. Maybe I don't have them. Maybe, oh, I do. So then you get, and I've used some of them, so I can't show you all of them, but you get these little sentiment strips like this. Now, I've run a bunch through. I just keep them in a little pile or a little container on my desk. Can you see that silver on the white? There you can now. And I have those, so that's what this kind of does. And let me show you a sample of a card that I've made using those. So it looks like this. Now, can you see, here's the little sentiment I was talking about. Cute, simple, embossed in gold, or I guess heat foiled in gold, whatever it's called. But look how pretty that card is. Now, if you're wondering, yes, my butterflies are foiled too. They're silver foiling. So the butterflies come in a thing that looks like this. You see that this is gold, so this is what would foil your paper, and then these are all the little die cuts. Now this die cut cuts out all of these, and these are just little extra butterflies, butterfly bodies, and just other things that you could die cut out with this set. So let me show you some samples I have of the butterflies. So there's this one. Oh, I forgot to tell you. The butterflies then come with masks. So if you've watched my videos, or if you've watched other demonstrators, you know what masking is. You set this over the paper. There's 4 of them here. 4 of them? 4 of them here. And they, you can color in your butterflies. Now these are even silver foiled on vellum, so you can see through them. Looks like that. Let me see. Here's one that's not finished. There's the gold one. That was one of my I was kind of bummed because this one, look, I foiled off the paper. Still learning, still could use those other butterflies. This one I could probably use too because no one probably noticed. Look, I missed a little thank you over there. And here it is in pink. So right now, Stampin' Up's foil comes in gold, silver, and pink. With other colors coming soon is what I hoped. At least my fingers are crossed that pretty soon we'll have them in lots of other colors too. So there'll be lots more products coming out. But that's the butterflies. I have 2 more samples for you. Let me find them here. So this, now if you don't want to foil, I didn't foil anything here. I just used the masks, and look how cute the butterflies are, even just using the masks and not using the foil. I thought they were absolutely beautiful. So there's that one. And then this was my first project. Are you ready? I made a little frame decor piece, right, with the frame, and just like that with those pretty pink butterflies, no masks. And then if you look close in the background here, now this is a Swiss dot die plate. No, it's a die that you can Swiss dot, and see it's in gold, so you know that's for foiling. And I just took the pink foil and then put it through my my hot foil system, and got the pink background on little dots here, if you can see that. Let me hold it up. I thought this project turned out really pretty. Ooh, let me show you another one. Do I have it here? Yeah. So here, forgot about this one, is the silver foil, same dots, on a piece of 2-tone Secret Sea. Now this is the dark Secret Sea, the dark side of the 2-tone paper. And then I just cut it out with some dies that we're going to use tonight for our project. Okay, couple more. This one is a wow. Look at this one. I would call this a background foil die because it does the whole thing. Is that not beautiful? Now I haven't turned this into a card yet, but let me show you. Looks like this. Now you know, because this is gold, that this is a foil. And it comes out like this. I thought this one was absolutely beautiful. I just need to make a card out of that one. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Then we have, well, these two use 2 dies. So here I have it in purple with the pink. So this is Blackberry Bliss 2-tone cardstock. Excuse me. Now this one comes with a die. This is the foiling, right, because it's gold. That's what you see, the pink here and the gold here. And it also has a stamp. Now, I don't even have the stamp here. The stamp, I used it today, and it is in the other room being washed. But you can see it stamped here. So the stamp and the foil don't exactly line up, but they sure complement each other. Look how pretty that is. And then you notice the happy birthday and the thank you. That's another set that looks like this. And you can foil all of these things here, and then they have die cuts to cut them all out, and this is what you get in the long run. So there, that's the other foil. Now, let's say you get the foiling system. My suggestion is you actually, how many of us don't bother to look at the instructions on the foiling system? I suggest you do, and you start here at step 1, and you follow these closely, and this makes it really simple to use, and it's very understandable. So I would have your instructions, and someday I'll show you too. I'll get my act together, and we will do some foiling together. Let me show you real quick what the foil looks like. It comes in a box like this. You get 2 rolls, and let me see if I can find, it's 5 inches times 5 yards. So you get 2 rolls like that in each of the boxes. And there's 3 colors. Like I said, there's gold, there's silver, and then there's pink. with lots more colors to come. Okay, so there, as promised, I showed you some new product. Let me set this apart, let me set this aside, and I will bring in tonight's project, like this. Now I think, it looks like a hot mess right now. Hi Joni, thank you for watching, but I will see, everything should be here to make our project. Now I talked about the new, sorry I can't do two things at once, July online exclusives. So let me show you what the online exclusives are. Have you seen this? Did you see this on the online exclusives? It's called the Gilded Wings Accents, which is this huge sheet, so big I can't even fit it on my workspace here. And it's just a bunch of die cut butterflies. Now, the cool thing is I showed you this side first so you could see what they all look like, but when you turn this sheet over, they're all gold. And the weight of the cardstock is kind of the same as gold paper. They're pretty easy to punch out, but they're, like you saw from the back side, there are a boatload of them. There are tons of butterflies. You see how pretty those are? And then these little pieces, which aren't too hard. Let me get my little trash can here to punch out. Let's get those done because we'll just use this one. Well, I don't know if we're going to use this. We'll see what happens. I don't know if we'll use this butterfly tonight or not. But let's go ahead and punch out all those little things just in case. Now, just like gold foil, you have to be careful because if you bend it or if you scratch it, it's gold foil. It's not going to recuperate from that. You're going to have a bend or a scratch mark on your butterfly. So very carefully, but not too difficultly, I'm going to punch out all those little pieces. And you can see, well hopefully you can. Let me turn this back over and you can look at all the different butterflies. You have some solid butterflies, you have some delicate, oh I can't come up with the word, where they have all those pieces and parts and they're cut out. Like this one that I'm working on here. I think, well, I can't decide if we're going to make the card exactly like I made it last time or if we want to use different little butterflies. Maybe you'll have to let me know what you want to do and we could punch out another little one. I think I have, well, I'll show you what I have already punched out too. But they're just like that, not too much work, little effort, a little bit of patience, which you know is not my strong point. I like fast and easy, but this isn't too bad. One more. Get out of there. There we go. And then you have a little butterfly that looks like that. Tell me that's not beautiful. Okay, let me show you too. So I did take a little half case and just punched out a bunch of those little butterflies. Now 2 of them I ran through the embossing folder, so look how pretty. This one with the swirls and stars embossing folder, so that butterfly has some embossing on the wings like that. And this one with the what folder? Now be careful because you can see my butterfly lost his little antennas. When I ran it through this 3D embossing folder, it took a little bit of toll on my poor little butterfly. But I could die cut some butterfly wings from that foil die set and make some more. Okay, let's set this aside and let's get to work on our card. We're going to hang out with this butterfly. I have my other butterflies here in case we decide to change our mind. Let me show our card. I should say my card that we're going to make today. It's very simple, quick and easy, just a few steps. Tell me that's not beautiful. Now, this designer series paper is new with the new in colors. It comes in all of our new in colors. It's beautiful. Can you see that gold on there too? We have this pattern. The backs are beautiful. This pattern, look how pretty that is. Everybody loves the hydrangea hue, right? There, look at it in the golden glow. Can you see that in the golden glow? I think that's beautiful too, but I do love yellows, and that's just a lighter color. Look, this is just a lighter color, or lighter shade of the golden glow. More hydrangea hue. There's the barely blush. That might be the wrong name of that color. Here's some of the Peaceful Pine, and with the beautiful, look at those pretty papers. Oh, I remember that one. That one's really pretty. They're all really pretty paper. Okay, so that's what we're going to use, and I have done some work in advance, so hopefully my video won't go too long. I like a quick, simple card that has a little bit of wow, and so this one is right up my alley. Okay, so using those Sweet Words and Label dies, which might be my favorite right now. I say right now because I always say, oh, that's my favorite, and then they all tend to be my favorite. Out of the second largest of these layering dies, because really, let me get that out, this one would be the largest, so I cut this one in Hydrangea Hue, and this one in my Designer Series paper, and then this small label here, I've already cut in Basic White. Because you gotta love these layering dies. These are absolutely beautiful. And for all of you that aren't in the US, I apologize because, yeah, those are, I just love them. And I know we can only get them in the US due to, copyright something or another. So there you go. Okay, thick Basic White card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So that would be perfect. And then we just need this layer here, which I have already ran through the embossing folder. It's called the Lazy Daisy. Remember this one that was embossed? It's with the Lazy Daisy. This, I'm going to say, is my favorite embossing folder, but I don't know. It has a lot of competition. So here, I've run it through with some two-tone cardstock. That way, you have your dark side. Now, I made sure the light side was up, or was what you could see the Stampin' Up logo with the light side, and that way I knew I ran it through my embossing folder the right way. Okay, we've already gotten, oh, we need our dies. Nope, this is a stamp set. We need this stamp set. This is the coordinating stamp set with those dies that we are going to stamp this image onto our Designer Series paper. So let me just go ahead and get that out. Now, I debated, do I want to use my stamp positioner, or do I just want to wing it and see what happens? What do you think we should do? Should I get my, I'm going to just wing it and see, because if I put this on my stamp positioner and I line it up perfect, it would probably be perfect, but I'm going to just wing it and see if I can't just slap it down on there. Like I said, I like fast and easy, so I like to mount my stamps on a piece of paper, and then that way they go back to their original form and they're not cattywampus. I hope that's a word. This one, lovely arrangements. This Hello Friend, that's what I'm going to use for my sentiment on my tag. So I'm going to go ahead and put that onto a block 2. Now you can see this is one of my favorite stamp sets because it's a mess. But messy stamps, dirty stamps, stained stamps are the best stamps. That means that they're used stamps. Okay, we got that mounted. We have this mounted. We have all of our, oh, no. Bring that back. On the inside, I'm going to stamp this little happy birthday right there. So we got to put that on a block 2. What block do we want to use? Is this one big enough? I don't think that one's big enough. I think I'm going to get a D instead of that one. And where's my happy birthday? Right here. I'm going to set it on my paper again so it goes, even on the embossed paper, maybe we set it on this one, that's better. But then it goes back to its original shape, and then we have that stamp ready too. So let's go ahead and start with the inside, and then that way if I mess up with my stamping, I can flip it around and not have to go cut another piece of paper. Okay, Hydrangea Hue, we're going to set it like this. We're going to ink this up. I'm even going to get a scratch paper here just so I can practice. Make sure that I have it inked up and we're all good to go. Yes, we are. Okay, ready for the paper. Okay, just a little happy birthday right there on the inside. Ta-da! Very simple. Now let's do a hello friend on my tag here. And really, when you have die cuts like this, or if you're stamping on something that you can't just flip over, it's best to practice. I suggest that. Oh yeah, there, that was good. Now watch, it will be nice here. No, if you practice here, practice makes perfect, right? Then if I get my paper straighter, there we go. I'm gonna just let that sit there, let that ink sink in just a little bit. Hi Connie, thank you for watching. And now I have my little hello friend. Okay, the last one, now this is the one that makes me nervous, but let's see what happens. And you know what, on this one, I'm going to bring in my Pierce mat because it's a darker color than my glass mat, and so it should be easier to see. I'm gonna take my ink pad and I'm gonna ink it up this way. I don't need that part. That can stay there. I am gonna turn it over though, so when I set my stamp on there, or this part of the ink pad, it will stay put. Getting lots of ink on there because I don't want to screw it up. And you know what? I'm going to practice one time just to make sure. Okay, I need to do it just like that again. Better safe than sorry. This part, like I said, makes me a little bit nervous because I think on this card I stamped and then die cut it, but I tried to prep, so I already have my die cut. Drum roll, please. Never too late, Connie. Okay. I'm going to get my head in the camera. I'll just warn you right now because I want to be right on top of it. But, oh, this is going to be easier than I thought. You can see right through there. I'm checking all my corners. They're not corners, but all my edges. Let's see how I did. No, I think I did pretty good. Haha. Drum roll. Yes, looky there. I'd say if that's not pretty darn near perfect. Nice job, Kathy. I'm patting myself on the back right now. Okay, let's put our card together. First, I'm going to hit this edge here one more time with my bone folder. Make sure it's nice and flat. I'm going to use liquid glue. Oh, and I should have got my liquid glue ready because sometimes my liquid glues are just about out. I have another bottle if he decides to say no. Yep. Let's try, oh, that one's not even open yet. Let's try this guy. He was sitting upside down. There we go. I like to use liquid glue when I use embossing folders, when you dry emboss, because that way it doesn't smash all that work that your embossing folder did. All right, there we go. We put you in a pile of glues that are almost empty. We're going to just line that up right there. Look how pretty. Okay, let's go ahead and put our now stamped designer series paper onto our layer. I'm going to just use tape runner. Line up those little notches, I guess you'd call them, on the side. This is so pretty. It has the stitching on it. Love this. Okay, look how nice that looks. Now, dimensionals on the back of this. Oh, I have a brand new sheet of dimensionals. We have no glue, but we have dimensionals coming out our ears. We had enough glue. All right, I'm not going to spare the dimensionals on this because I want it to be nice and secure on this embossed piece. So there we go. We got our dimensionals. And now, since I used the lighter shade of the two-tone cardstock here, we're going to have a nice contrasting, complementary, I don't know what it's called. I need to learn my color vocabulary. But it's going to look really good with the darker, this a little bit darker than that. Okay, we're going to lay that where we should look. Do we like it better this way? Do we like it better this way? Does it matter? I don't think it does. It's going on this way. There we go, just like that. Now I took my little hello friend. We're gonna put it on. Where did it go? I just swept it off the table. Here it is. We're gonna put it on dimensionals too. And now I'm not gonna go all the way to the edge because it might hang off this label just a little bit. Excuse me. Just so you know, I'm not sick or anything, but I have heard that I have high blood pressure, and they told me that the medication I take is, I will always have a dry cough. So there you go. Just to warn you. Okay, let's stick this about, what do you think, right there? Yeah, that looks good. Is it straight? I think it is. Nice job, Kathy. Okay, let's bring in those butterflies. We have this butterfly that looks just like this butterfly that we could put right there in the center, which is absolutely beautiful. But shall we try something a little different? What if we changed our mind and we dug in my little gold butterfly box and we decided to maybe put 3 smaller butterflies on there? Are these 2 the same? Those 2 are the same. Let's dig through our little plethora of butterflies and see, maybe I have each one out already. Do we want to do this butterfly with a couple little butterflies like this? We want to do this little butterfly. I think this one is bigger than that one. Maybe we just want to stick with what we got. Let's take these 2 little butterflies and we will put them on the front. There's almost too many butterflies to choose from. We'll put one right here, nice and flat. One right there, nice and flat. Decorate the inside. That's pretty. All right, let's just stick with the big butterfly. Although I'm still trying to decide if I want to do, nope, we'll just stick. Look at this. Oh, this is the other butterfly. This, I was looking at this one here. This is this butterfly. Let's use that butterfly. We'll throw him in our little box of goodies. Oh yes, look how pretty he is. Now I'm going to gently just kind of bend his wings in from his body, and then I'll put liquid glue right on his body here, and I'm going to use my precision tip so I just get a little bit there, and I'm going to dab a little bit on his antennas, and then I'll show you a trick. Have you ever got too much glue on a piece of your cardstock and you're afraid it's going to gush on your paper? So if you take your silicone mat and you just touch it down here first, it'll get all those, well, you can't even see it because I didn't do very bad. I did pretty good getting it on there. But you can take off the excess glue onto your silicone mat, and then you won't have glue everywhere when you glue it to your card. Let's get his little wings up, and look how nice. Look how pretty that is. Beautiful. I love it. But I am a butterfly fan, and then gold butterflies, how can you go wrong, right? Okay, the last thing we need to add to our card is some embellishments. So I have the in color flat pearls. Is that what these are called? Nope, in color dots. Now, if you're looking for the in color dots, just like I am, waiting for them, they've been on back order or not available list or whatever it is for a while, but the end of July, these should be back. I have been waiting patiently because look, I'm down pretty low. Usually I have 2 packs, and right now I maybe have a half a pack. But if you're like me and you're waiting patiently for those to come back, end of July, and they will be back in stock. Not soon enough, if you ask me. So I'm going to sparingly just put a couple right there, and I think we're good to go. There you go. Alrighty, so if you missed the beginning of the video, I shared a lot of show and tell. I talked probably way too much than I should have, but then we made a beautiful card together. So you might want to go back, Connie, and watch the beginning. And if you have any questions, be sure and let me know. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you back here next Monday about 7 o'clock. and I have a really cute fancy fold. I have a team meeting tomorrow. My team meeting is tomorrow, so I'm going to come and make that card with you, which I think you won't be disappointed. It's a really cute card and a fancy fold. Alrighty, thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here next time. Bye-bye.